Hello, uh, welcome to yet another master learning uh, portal live lead code problem solving series. Uh, you can reach us. Just a quick introduction. This is a portal for developers by developers. So our main motto is to help newcomers to experience in interview process and programming language and cracking interview cases. So we take Leetcode live problem solutions session on every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. PST. You can find our past live sessions and past live session code here. Uh, in case if this links doesn't work, you can directly go to YouTube, our Yet Another Master Learning Portal YouTube, or you can go directly to GitHub and see our code. So if you click those links, you can see that this is our YouTube channel, and you can find the playlist which has the information about the previous code, and the GitHub. If you go to repository, you can find Leetcode solution, where you can find solution for past sessions. Okay, let's go to the next problem. So as I mentioned in the last class, pretty much during our first 10 sessions, we will mostly focus on solving the problems which are easy based problems. So I'm going to select the difficulties as easy, and I will go to each one by one. So okay, before jumping into the next problem, let's see yesterday problem one more time. A quick recap what we did it in yesterday code and how we achieved it. So the problem statement is a two sum. It's a the difficulty level is easy, and as a problem requirement says, so they will provide two input arguments. One is a numbers, a array of integers. Array of integers, it can be a positive or negative integers, and a target. This is a value. It is also an integer. It can be a negative or positive number. So the expected requirement, the requirement here is find the index positions which two numbers sum is equals to target. Here in this example, you can see index 0, which is a 2, and index 1, which is a 7. Sum of those index positions 2 plus 7 is equals to target. So you have to return 0 and 1. So out of this requirement, they provided another key point here is, you may assume that each input would have exactly one solution. So it means only one solution is possible. So there is no, duplicates are not available. So which means like a 2 and 7, maybe 4, 5, like a 4 plus 5 is also 9, right? Like those are not available. So only single solution. So how we can solve this problem? We came up with an approach like using a hash map. So the map keeps information just basically like x minus a, which is a target minus the current element and index of that position, because hash map does it keep it in same sorted order, right? So that's the reason we keep that way. And while every time when we are inserting into map, we are looking into that the subtraction part is already exist on. If it is exist, then that is the value. We are returning it that directly. If it is not exist by end of the time, we are returning null. Okay. So that's a quick recap about the last problem statement. So You might ask like a what if I don't know, I mean if somebody asks like a what if I don't know hash map, can I do that without a hash map? Got it right? So can we do without a hash map? Yes, that is a brute force algorithm. Take a look at that, which is nothing but each index you have to check with other index positions whether the sum equals to target or not. Okay, that's a brute force approach, which you're gonna take 2 for loops for each element. I mean like for each index position you will do sum of other indexes. If it reach target, that is the value. So if it is not reached, then go to the next index and then go sum of the next elements, the next index, sum of the all the remaining elements. Okay, that is a quick problem and solution. So let's go to the next one and we'll see like what is our approach, how we can solve. Again, a quick thing I would like to update here, I haven't solved these problems beforehand. Maybe some problems I saw during my previous interview experience, but I haven't yet solved this problem. So what I'm trying to do is like pretty much all the things are like live sessions. So whatever I'm facing now, I'm solving now. Okay. So this is a the next problem we're gonna focus today is a palindrome number. So I hope you already familiar with what is a palindrome. Palindrome is like a given an integer x, return true if x is a palindrome, false otherwise. So usually what is a palindrome? Palindrome is nothing but if you reverse a number and it must be same as your input, which means like you can see 121 is a palindrome. Let's see. Yeah, 121 is a palindrome. It's a true because if you read from left to right or right to left, it is same. Similarly, if you see minus 121, so if you read from left to right, it reads as a negative, I mean minus 121. If you read from right to left, it becomes 121 minus, therefore it is not a palindrome. Similarly, x equals to 10, then the output is a false because if you read from left to right, it is a 1 and 1 0. If you read from right to left, it is 0 and 1. So that makes it's not a palindrome. Basically like a reverse of that number must be same. Okay, now coming to constraints, if you see the input x value is an integer range which is nothing but like minus 2 to the power of 31 to 2 to the power of 31 minus 1, which is nothing but 0 included 0. So that is the range. If you are not familiar with integer range, please watch our Java course where we explain like what is a different primitive data types and other things. So here they asked one follow-up requirement, which is like could you solve it without converting integer to string? Okay, so by looking at this one, if you face this question in your interview, you can quick question you can ask to your interviewer is very simple. Ask, I mean, because think that one, if it is an integer, if it is a string, you can quickly do that string reverse and compare those two, I mean your source string and the reverse string. That's it. It solves the problem. You understand, right? Like what I'm trying to say. So what I'm trying to say here is you can make this way integer dot toString or string value or string dot value of and then x. Okay, now take that string. Okay, let's say this one is like input, and now what we wanted to do here is we wanted to reverse that string. So you can implement one more method which is a reverse operation. Let's keep it as a private string reverse, because Java doesn't have reverse inbuilt function. You cannot do like this one, integer dot reverse, right? The reason is like Java doesn't provide reverse as an API. If it is a string builder or string buffer, the reverse operation is there, but in a string there is no reverse API. Reverse method is not there. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we'll do this way. String, we are taking input, you need to do reverse operation. If you are familiar with reverse operation, it is a pretty simple. You have to do a for loop where int I equals to 0, I mean index value, I less than input dot length by 2 I plus plus. So if I have a string like this, let me write it down like this way. Okay, if I have a string a b c d, if I need a b c d e f, let us assume that if I need to reverse the string, what you can do in a quick way is like you can compare one by one and you can reverse it, which means first take I equals to 0 and then take first index and last index and swap it, which means if you swap a and b, the f value, which is like a first index and the last index, okay, if you swap those values, sorry, let me go this way. Yeah, if you swap a and f, those two indexes, then your expected result will be f b c d e a, right? So that's gonna be once you reverse this method. That's pretty straightforward. So what we are trying to do here, we are trying to do that I index, which is nothing but 0th index, and we are trying to do n-1 index swap operation, right? So 0th index, n-1 index swap operation. So in the same operation, if we do for I equals to 1, we start from index 1 and you swap n-2 index, because you already swapped a and f, so you need to swap next elements, which are nothing but b and e. If you swap those two, it will be e here and b here. So I'm swapping first index and n-2 index. Got it? Now if I do the same way, okay, for 2, same way I will do index 2. If you do n-3, oh sorry, this one is a b and e, right, index positions. Now I need to swap c and d, right? So if I swap c and d, it's gonna be like this. If you observe this one, the end result of this is nothing but reverse of our original string. See, a b c d e f f e d c b a. See, that is the reverse of that original string. Got it? So if you observe here, how many times I iterated? I iterated 3 times, and that is exactly half of the value, right? So if I have a string of like 10 characters, I need to perform this operation only 5 times, because if I swap first 5 characters with next 5 characters, then all my 10 characters in the string got reversed, right? That is the beauty of reverse operation. It's a very simple, guys. Like if you think about a kid nature, so it's like it's a common sense. You're swapping, taking the first element, putting it the back, and take the back element, put it the first. Next, take the second element, put it the n-2 position, take the n-2 element and put it the second position. Then take I equals to 2 element, then go back to n-3, swap those 2 elements like that. So this pattern we're gonna use here, right? That's the reason I'm starting index from 0 and length divided by 2 I plus plus. Exactly I need to do half of the length, then I need to swap it, right? So what we can do here, let me first convert this input into characters. Input char array equals to input dot to char array. Okay, So input char, I took it, right? So what I can do now, I can use that input char here. So inside this, while I'm swapping, so remember here in Java, you cannot do swap quickly. I mean, like, you need another temporary variable. So I'm gonna take temp element where I'm gonna assign this to character of I, which means here my temp is holding this a value now. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, so temp, I mean, this is the three basic operations which I'm trying to do. Let me put it this one little bit down. Let me write it here. Okay, so I'm taking first temp element where I'm putting first value of that index position 0. Okay, so if you observe here, so the character of I, I'm putting it to temp. Now temp as a of I, right? So I can replace 0th index position element with n-1 element. What I mean here is, I'm gonna go to here. So where in my input, the array input, where I'm giving character of I equals to char of n-1, right? That's it. If you want, I mean, if you want to clear cut this one instead of n-1, you can mention here directly like the character array length, right? This length is nothing but n. I'm doing n-1 instead of doing n-1 in a clear picture. What I can do here is, I can, in a simple manner, let's do n-1. I will reduce that n later time, don't worry. This way. Now what I can do, now char of I is the index position I is carrying the last element f. So which means like f, b, c, d, e. Still here f is there. You need to replace that f with a. How I can replace? Char of n-1 equals to temp. See, that's the beauty. So first I'm holding whatever my I variable is there, which is, whatever my first index position is there, that's a value, I'm holding in a temp. Then I'm filling the first element with my last element, which is nothing but f. Then third step, what I'm doing, whatever my temp variable is there, I'm replacing here. That's it. Okay, that's the 3 steps. Let's do that way. Temp equals to a integer of I. Now what I'm gonna do, where I will put input char I equals to input char n-1. Okay, so you can ask like, where is n? You have to create here int n equals to input char dot length. That's what my n. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, in my n-1 element, I'm putting my char of I. Sorry, I'm putting my temp value because char of I is already overridden by n-1, so that will be wrong. Temp. Got it? So by n, what we need to do, we need to do n-. Why we need to do? Because every time you are increasing I plus I1 value, but you have to reduce n backward direction, which is like, think like a 1 pointer in left direction, 1 pointer in right direction, where we are swapping it. Okay, so that's what we are doing here. So we are doing n-1, n-. That's it. By end of this for loop, your input char contains your string in a reverse direction. So what you need to do here is, you need to return that input char, okay, dot toString method. Now, so you took your input and you give it to reverse operation, where you got that reverse string. Okay, so I'm taking one string variable, the value, the naming convention is reverse string. How it is getting, I'm calling reverse operation where I'm getting this input value. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, very simple, I will return. Okay, I'm checking is input equals to reverse of a string, right? If it is equal, it returns true. If it is not equal, it returns false. That's it. Okay, so that's a pretty much a good code. Okay, if you run your code, okay, we'll improve this code, don't worry. Okay, there's some error. Okay, let's see what is that. length length character array cannot find the length. Okay, let's see. Input char. Okay, length is not a method, sorry. Yes, array length is just a argument. It's not a 121. Okay, let's okay, looks like it's something wrong. That's fine, let's do this way. Let's display this reverse string. Okay, now run the code. Let's debug the code. We can see that what we are displaying. Oh, see, while we are transferring this character array to string, we are to string, which is converting in this format. The best way is new string, where you can give this. Let's see. See, boom, we got the exact value. So you understand, right? Like when we are transferring integer, character array, it is converting its character array format, not like a string format. So that's why we are converting that input char array to another string and we're transferring. If you submit, so it's a pretty good, you get the result, you know that, yeah, because we are doing pretty good. But so you can optimize this code up to the certain level. So what you can do here is you can do the next step, which is nothing but first, you know that negative numbers are not palindromes, right? Minus 121 is not a palindrome. You can observe here and you can send it directly here. If x is a less than 0, which means if it is a negative, will return false directly. This will pretty much cover some use cases, because for negative numbers like a minus 121, you don't need to do reverse operation and you don't need to compare with that equality check. Okay, got it. Another one which you can do, if you run it, it's just a very minor improvement, but if you run, you can see that, see, it's a very minor improvement, just improve, nothing, don't worry. So this is just using a string operation. But if your interview says like, if interviews gives you another question like, okay, don't convert into string, don't do that reverse operation, can you try it? Okay, so this is a very nice question, right? So if you want to do such kind of questions, what you need to do, the first thing you need to check whether the number is a negative number, just a return false. If a number is a positive number, you need to take digit by digit, okay, each digit by digit, and then you have to compare, then you have to frame reverse of the digits, entire digits, and compare whether both are equal or not. Okay, so observe here, if it is input is a 121, okay, let me bring these things to a little bit up. So observe here, if you have input 121, okay, so how do you can get each digit from backward direction, right? So if you want to get a digit, the corner digit, so what you can do here is you can apply mod operation. So if you are not familiar with arithmetic operations, Division and mod, these are the two operations, very important operation for solving this problem. Division operation is for to apply to make division of, how I can say that, like, if let us see that examples of division operations. Okay, division and mod operation. Okay, so let me first explain mod operation. Mod operation will give you reminder, which means like if you do this way, 5 mod 2, the remainder is a 1. I hope you know that, like how we are doing that. So which is simple. If you split 5 into 2 as a part of 2's, means like a 5 will be divided into part of 2's, it will be like a 2 plus another 2 plus 1, right? So then, okay, you can observe that. So if you cancel this 2 to one time, second time, the remainder is 1. Similarly, if you excuse me, if you take another one, maybe like a 10 mod 3, in this case also the remainder is 1. Why? If you take 10, if you split 10 as a part of 3's, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1, so the remainder is 1. Similar way, if you take 5 mod 4, okay, so this will be, what is the value? Let's, I know the answer, but let's do this way. If you split 15 into 4s, so 4 plus 4 plus 4, so it's 12 plus 3, so the remainder is 3. Okay, so same way, if we apply, I'm sorry, this is a mod, sorry, the operator is a mod, guys, sorry, I'm really sorry. Now if we do the same operation by 10, which means 15 mod 10, what it will do, it will return 5, right? If you split 15 into 10 parts, as a 10, 110, the remaining part is a 5. Similarly, if you apply 153 mod 10, you will get a 3. So when you apply mod 3, you get digit value. If you do mod 10, you get the digit value. So now coming back to division operation. Okay, so when we do divide operation, so divide operation will give you a part of the division, which means if you do 5 by 2, so it is like a 2.5, right? So it's like a split the 5 into 2 parts, which is a 2.5. As you know that these both are integers, 5 and 2 are integers, so the result is also integer, so which is nothing but 2. Java does rounding, so it's a 2. Okay, let me delete these. Okay, let me delete. So that I can bring it to top. Okay, so now if you do the same way, you split another one, maybe 30 divided by 3, you know, right? This is 30. If you divide by 3, it will be 10, right? 3 1s are 3 and 0 3. Yeah. Now if you do 10 divided by 3, you know, it's a 3.3333, something like that. You can think like it's a 3 because both are integers, so the rounding off will take 3, right? So if you do divisible by 10, which means like if I do 121 divided by 10, so what is gonna happen? If you see, it's gonna be 12.1, so which is nothing but, as you know that both are integers, it will be 12. So if we do divisible, divided by 10/10, then you are removing the digit. To get the digit, you have to do mod operation. Very simple. By using these two operations, we will perform reverse, we will take each digit by digit and we will perform that. So based on this this calculation, what we're gonna do as the next one. Let me take one more. So if you think our input is a 121, okay, let's take our input as a 121, and now what we can do. So in a first iteration, I will do 121 mod 10. Okay, I get my digit, which is nothing but last digit 1. Now I will reduce my input n value. N is now previously n equals to 121, right? So now I got the digit directly. Digit is when I apply mod by 10. Now I need to reduce that n again. If I reduce n equals to, how do I need to do the reduce? Very simple. 121 divided by 10. Then this will give us 12, because you know this operation, right? This will give 12.1. Again, because both are integers, you will get integer value. It will remove that fraction part, dot 1, 0.1. So it will give 12. So now we get the 12. If you repeat the same operation again back to that, like our operations again one more time, right? Now the next digit will be 12 mod 10, which will be 2. Then n, you perform same operation, 12 divided by 10, which is nothing but 1, and your n is a 1. If you do mod 10, it will be, if you do the same operation again, this digit operation, by taking input 1 mod 10, that is nothing but 1. And if you do 1 divided by 10, this is nothing but 0. So once you reach the 0, that means you reached, you took each and every digit, 1, 2, 1, like that. If you frame number again back by taking each digit, and if you take that number again back, then you will get that same number, then it is a palindrome. If you don't get the same number, it is not a palindrome. Got it? Let's apply the same logic, okay, and you can do that. So if you don't want to do that numbers again back, one way you can do, so as you are getting each digit, you can multiply with that. Okay, let me go through this. First iteration, after first iteration, you got 1, right? So this 1 is this digit, but we need to move that digit to left side. So what we can do as an operation side, you can multiply 1 with 10, or 1 with power of 10 and I. Let us assume I. Here I is 0, maybe it's a just 10 to the power of 0, which is nothing but 1 star, power of 10 0, power of 10 comma 0, which is nothing but 1, will be 1. Okay, in the next step, what I can do, we need to add that number 1 by 1, and we rephrase this 121 in reverse direction. Okay, that's the simplest way we can do that. On the other way, what we can do here is, whatever the digits we get, like a 1, 2, 1 we got, right? Like it's a reverse of that digits. So as keep on we are getting that digits, we can compare 1 by 1. The positions also we can compare. So you get this digit, right? Then compare that digit with the first digit of n. You get the second digit, compare the second digit. You get the third digit, compare the third digit. So when you are making the digits, you are coming from right to left direction. Right to left direction when you are making these digits. But you compare with left to right, that's it. You got that number. Okay. So what we will gonna do, we'll write that code and then we'll close this problem. So straightforward, if it is x is less than 0, return false. Okay, let's don't go with the string operation. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll write a for loop. instead of for loop, we can write a straightforward a while loop also until n reaches to 0. How we will write? Let's see. I'm gonna take x, okay, that x value to n value n equals to x, while n is not equals to 0. Okay, I'm gonna repeat until n not equals to 0. We need to do two operations. One is a mod, another one is division operation. Let's take that one. Take the digit, okay, int digit equals to n mod 10. Okay, you got this digit. Now make n value n by 10. Got it? So for your simplification, I mean, I'm not writing any, I'm not implementing complete code yet. Okay, let me display each digit one by one. So if you run your code, okay, it needs to return, right? Let us return true or false, whatever it might be. Okay. Yeah. So if you see, each digit by digit, it is coming 1 to 1. Let's write another test case. Maybe we can write like 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. Okay, so if you run your code, you can see that you are getting digit by digit in reverse direction, right? 5 4 3 2 1, because you are getting the digits from backward direction. Got it, right? That's a pretty good. Now our requirement is we need to form, I mean, we need to frame that digits back to a number which is the reverse of that number, which means when you get 1 2 3 4 5, you have to get it as a backward direction. 5 4 3 2 1. How you will get it? Think. Very simple, right? When you are getting a digit, just multiply with a 10, where we are doing mod operation. Do that multiplication with a 10, okay, and then one second, let me do this way. We need to get, okay, when we are getting 5, keep 5. When you are getting 4, whatever you have a 5, multiply with a 10 plus 4, which is nothing but 54. Now when you get a 3, multiply with our number, previous number. Here I'm using this number, okay, previous number, okay. So multiply with this previous number. Same here in this condition, previous number is 54. So multiply 54 into 10 plus the current value, which is a 3, which will be 543. Then when you get a 2, you have to do is the previous result, okay, multiply 10 plus your current value will be 5432. Then 1, you have to do your previous result, multiply with 10 plus 1. Then you will get 54321, and you can easily compare. So let's apply the same logic here. Okay, that will go. We got the digit. Okay, what I'm gonna do here in the initial time, I will take that 5 itself, right? So let's put this digit equals to initial time. What we can do here is very simple way. You get the digit. Okay, let me put another value, int result. Okay, result equals to, I will take initially 0. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, result star 10, right? 0 10 plus whatever the digit I get here, the operation. See, the previous value, whatever the previous value is there, I'm just sorry, whatever the digit value it is coming, I'm adding that corresponding digit here. But whatever the previous value is there, I'm multiplying with 10. So in a simple term, if we convert this to a logical term, which is nothing but previous value, whatever the previous value is there, and multiply with 10, add current value. Now you got the result, right? Just assign it to previous, right? Because that will be next iteration value, right? See, current I got a 5. Now I'm keeping a 5 for now. First one, remove it. So now when I'm coming here, the previous value is a 5. So previous is a 5. 5 multiply with the 10, adding current value, which is nothing but a 4. After whatever result I got, I'm assigning it to previous. Why I'm assigning it to previous? Because I wanted to use the same number next time. See, previous multiply with the 10 plus current, which is a 3. At the time current digit is 3, right? If you want specifically, it's a current digit, and give it to previous. So in our case, what we are doing here is we gave the naming convention instead of previous, we gave the naming convention as result. So I'm doing result star 10 plus digit, whatever the value it is coming, I'm assigning it to result, right? So here I said like a previous, but in the code we gave name as a result. Okay, so observe here, what I'm going to do, I will display digit comma result just for understanding purpose. If you ask why you are giving initial value as a 0, very simple. When it is a 5 is coming, first time when 5 is coming, I don't need to multiply with 10 or anything. I just need to give that first digit, right? So what I'm trying to do here is, if I have a 0 initially, 0 multiplied with 10 is 0, and if I do plus 5, you know that our result is 5. That's it, right? So that's what we are doing here. So let's debug this one, run the code. Oops, something was wrong. Okay, so system.out.println, let's put a string comma plus symbol here. Yeah, because system.out.println takes input as a string. It takes input as a string, that's why. Let's run it. Boom. See, you got a 5. For 4 you got a 54. For 3 you got a 543. For 2 you are adding 2 here, 543 2. 1 you are adding 54 3 2 1. Okay, let's do that operation now. So let's comment the debug code, or you can remove the debug code too. So once you get that result, you need to compare with your x. You just need to check, is x equals to result. That's it. If x equals to result, that is your value. Boom, see, it's true. Let's submit the code. See, 10 milliseconds, you got the result. Boom, very simple. Got it right? So very easiest way we did. The first approach we did is a reverse of a string. Second approach we did is like we took each digit and we reduced the 10 to removing that last digit. And the next step what we did is like we framed that each digit into reverse direction. Means like for 1 2 3 4 5 we are preparing 5 4 3 2 1, which means like each digit I'm moving that each digit to left side direction. How we are doing? Multiplying with the 10, adding that digit value. That makes our number. And at the end of the time, I'm comparing with input with whatever reverse operation we got and comparing it. That's it. If those are two are equal, definitely it's a true. Those are not equals, definitely it's a true. It returns false. That's it. I hope you understand what we are trying to do here. Here, take each digit from right. Okay, we are taking each digit from right. In this example, in a 1 2 3, you are fetching that 3 value. Reduce reduce the number. So what we are trying to do, in a 1 2 3, we are reducing that number, it will be 12, right? We are removing that right value, reduce the number. Other name is remove rightmost digit. Okay, now once that is done, what we are trying here is, we are trying to make that reverse operation. Reverse, how we are trying to make that is nothing but, if you have 1 2 3, we're trying to prepare that 3 2 1 operation. How we are doing? Multiplying with the 10, adding the digit. So how we are doing this one? Multiply with the 10, whatever the digit you got, whatever the result you have, multiply with that result and add that digit, whatever the current digit it came. So here, if you got 3, at the time initial result is 0, 0 multiply with 10, 0 plus 3, the value is 3, like that. That's it. And finally we are comparing with, compare with input with reverse result. That's it. Got it? Hope you enjoyed the session. Feel free to comment, feel free to reach us if you have any questions, or if you need any more details. Let us ping us, and we'll always happy to help you to succeed in your software career. Thank you guys. Have a great day. See you.